Let's talk about these White House memes. We've talked about this last week and how people are pissed at the White House for using stuff. We did not get to this meme, which leads us to some other fun stuff. We had this, justice the American way.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Welcome home, son.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
What will you do without freedom?
Mavericks inbound.
You can't conceive of what I'm capable of!
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Finishing this fight.
Yeah,
Okay, so you can see what's going on with, and I hope we don't get flagged for any of that stuff, but you can see, you know, these are all pretty hype moments. They put it to the Mortal Kombat soundtrack over here, epic one-liners and movies. The White House has been on fire. This administration, Phoenix, you said this last week, they've been on fire when it comes to like just the post of this has 60 million views over on social media.
Yeah, they're reclaiming culture again. You know, like that's what's incredible about it. I think this administration's, whoever is behind the social media has been, I mean, fantastic in my opinion.
Genius. Yep.
Well, they used a clip of Tropic Thunder in that. And wouldn't you know it, Ben Stiller is not happy about that. He says, "Hey, White House, please remove the Tropic Thunder clip. We never gave you permission and have no interest in being part of your propaganda machine. War is not a movie." Over here. Which,
amazing.
Yeah, brave, stunning. Yes, Phoenix?
Well, no, I unfortunately, I can't believe this is going to happen. I'm probably going to have to defend Ben Stiller on this one. I don't want to do that.
Do.
Yeah, yeah.
Please, yes, go ahead.
I don't want to get into it. Well, so basically, a lot of people have had, from my understanding, issue with War is not a movie. And then they usually show things of like, well, Ben Stiller has made things about war. And then they show movies that are about war, et cetera. So I think that's taken out of context. And God, I really don't want to defend Ben Stiller. I hate that bag of shit. But I think what he was trying to say is that war is a very serious thing, and making light of that and putting, you know, using clips of his stuff for that, it kind of feels icky, if you will. So I can kind of understand that point.
Okay. Well,
by the way, I think it's fair use to use his footage and everything, but I can kind of understand his anger with it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'll say this. Well, let me just say this, Phoenix. Do you remember not too long ago? Says, "Hey, Ben Stiller, remember when I exposed you for taking millions in your role of helping Zelensky raise money for the Ukraine war?" And you got pissed, made a call, and got me doxxed on CNN Evening News. They even put my real name on screen. That didn't accomplish shit because nobody cares about you losers anymore. You swung and missed like a bitch. Good times. And once again, this is him. War is not a movie, as they're literally going to meet the president of a war-torn country over here. So, you know, there's definitely a little bit of irony here when it comes to this. There's Ben Stiller, who was literally paid millions to propagandize this stuff. But hey, just kind of funny to see him pissed off there.
Yes, I am someone who very easily and wants to lose this debate. Just to put it real, I'll take anything. I go, okay, I agree with you.
Well, you come at it from an artistic point of view, and I appreciate that. Someone else who was not happy about this is Steve Downs. Does anybody know that name? Steve Downs?
Oh, Master Chief?
Well, I was
Correct.
mid. Yeah, it's Master Chief.
Yeah.
Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, came in, says, "It has come to my attention that there is at least one propaganda video circulating that was either produced or at the very least endorsed by the White House that uses images of Master Chief and uses my voice to support the war in Iran. Let me make this crystal clear. I did not participate in, nor was I consulted, nor did I endorse the use of my voice in this video or the message it conveys. I demand that the producers of this disgusting and juvenile war porn remove my voice immediately."
He's got the downs.
Well, that's his name over here.
Is this like a pushed effort for them to feel like they all have to make this stand, be disassociated with this? Or are they all genuinely feeling this?
They're
'Cause
terrified
I've noticed
of the
a lot
cult.
of these. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm noticing this a lot with musicians, especially recently, are getting mad at this too and being like, don't associate me with this. So I'm just wondering if this is like a behind the scenes, everyone's just terrified of letting it slide and the implication of their silence is violence type thing.
This has been around for a long time. I mean, remember when the Dixie Chicks did that whole thing back in the early 2000s? And it actually did cost them for a little while. They were a little bit ahead of their time because things did wind up going in their favor like another 10 years after. But musicians are always doing this. Franz Ferdinand put out a statement being like, "Don't use our song," and it's like you literally named yourself after the dude who got assassinated for World War One. Yeah, like they're mad about it. It's just
Franz Ferdinand.
Well, we have the response to this has been really, really pretty funny. It says Master Chief was, quote, bred for combat, built for war, according to the original packaging on Halo. So the idea from the beginning was glorifying war for fun. Do you denounce your career? He has yet to respond. Socrates the Chud came in, says, can you be any more cringe? No one hears the ad and thinks, gee, now that I know voice actor Steve Downes is in favor of the war because the character he voice acted was used for a war ad over here. I love that. Just the idea that, well, this is really what it comes down to. Get in there and make it about you. Oh my God.
It's like, I get if you're like a voice actor or actor or whatever, maybe this is kind of going a little bit to Phoenix's point where you're upset that your art, which is supposed to be like fantasy in a sense, is being used to push like an actual political point or whatever. You can have that personal opinion. But I also think artists need to understand that once their art is out there, you can't control how people use that art or interpret that art or then use it for things like this. Like that's the thing. You look cringe for getting upset at this because ultimately you created the art and now people are accepting your art and it's become a part of their lives and they're deciding how they interpret that and how that inspires them or whatever else. So, you know, it's that. And then the combination of being somewhat ashamed of being American, essentially, because all they're saying is like, let's go America with that. And you're working within the American ecosystem. I don't know. It's just all weird to me. It's weird. Why can't we be patriotic about America in any way, shape, or form when it's thanks to America that you're able to do these things? I understand a personal feeling of being against, I don't want people to misinterpret your message as my message, but once you create the art, it's out there. You can't control how people receive that.
Yeah, to be clear, like I'm what Kay said, 100%. Like I think Ben Stiller is wrong. I'm saying I could understand the idea of using his stuff for war porn, right? Like I had said this the other day, that the only thing I'm not loving from this administration, but it's fine, is just the yay, we're killing people kind of thing. Like that, I tone it down a little bit for me personally, but I totally get it. That's it. So I'm in agreement with Kay here.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but also it's kind of just like a fuck yeah America thing to me. I get there's undertones of war and all this stuff, but I'm not a major political commentator here. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't offend me when I see, like, I think it's great that they're kind of tapping into pop culture in a way and trying to get more people pulled into being patriotic for America.
Yep.
Even if we don't agree with everything that America is doing. So that's the part where I'm like, the pushback is a little cringe. Not from you, from them, like for being like, don't use my stuff.
Can I present a question though to everybody though?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What if this was reversed? And I wish I had an example for you, but I don't know, whatever. Let's say, Craig, there was old footage of you at Screw Attack, and you're like, yeah, like you just beat a level, whatever. You're like in a record, and you went, yeah. And then they used that for some really woke shit about like
BLM.
making, like BLM, or like, we need to give transgender surgery to kids. And you're like, yeah. So, I mean, like, granted, it's taken out of context and stuff like that, but I think I could understand coming out there and just saying, hey, listen, I didn't authorize that. You're free to use it. Great. But like, just a heads up. Wasn't
allow
me.
Me to play, allow me to answer that. Those are everything that you see in that was movie characters. Mm-hmm. They were all characters, right? Let's say they took something out of Screw Attack. That was me, right? So those are two very different things, I think, when you're playing a character in a movie versus you being producing a video online. Now, if it's a video of me dressed in a bear suit, or whatever, or dressed as Abraham Lincoln, which I've done, then, it's Craig as Abraham Lincoln. I don't think I would be that upset about it. Honestly, I'd probably make a video about it and laugh about it. If I'm being totally honest with you.
Yeah.
So,
I think there's also a difference between being like, hey, I don't have that personal view versus like, get rid of that, take it down. You can't use this of me.
Agreed.
Especially when it is in a fictional sense. If they're taking if they take a random streamer talking or whatever else and they're like, yes, this person actually meant this, it's a totally different scenario to me versus like a movie or a video game or something.
It's free speech, it's satire, you name it. Yeah, it's all protected. I agree.
well, I'll tell you what. This will be interesting to hear your thoughts on this, as I'm sure Nintendo is. Well, they're intrigued. Let's see if Nintendo's happy about their IP being used for food porn, if you will.
Ooh.
And that, I mean, healthy food porn.
Yes. That is awesome.
This is from
So good.
Secretary
whole milk
Kennedy.
is adorable.
Let's go ahead and see how this goes over here.
Choose your character. Secretary Kennedy. Ready?
Action.
Go!
Yes!
All the food pyramid. There we go.
Falcon.
There you go. Phoenix, you're clapping over that one.
I love it. I absolutely love this. They're so good at this. They're so good.
Well, I'm sure that people are obviously extremely upset at this off the bat. This idea of like, you can't use Smash Brothers for this. You can't do that. Nintendo's gonna sue your ass over here. We'll see if Nintendo decides to make a statement over here when it
For
comes
keeping
to
you fit, healthy, and I don't know, longevity. That's a weird one.
Yep. Technicals came in, who he's a creator online. RFK Jr. has been banned from the Melee community over here.